Hello, my name is Samir Yadian, and today we're going to talk about our Flexa 25 solution for underfloor heating and cooling. In this case, we can control a maximum of 8 zones and 20 valves. And if we had in the installation radiators, we could also control them as well. Now we're going to see the different components needed for the Flexa 25 for underfloor heating. The first component we're going to see is the actual central control board. Okay, in this case we have the power source, the high and low circuits, the communication port for the web server hub. Okay, up here we have the bus CAN cable that allows us for different communications, and the antenna here that allows us to communicate with the wireless thermostats. The next component we're going to see is the actual valve actuator, central control. Okay, in this case, again, we've got the power source here, we've got the bus CAN port here, and all the different ports for the underfloor heating valves themselves. Remember that when we're talking about underfloor heating, we can connect up to 20 wired valves. Also, we need to remember to use the actual temperature probe that is connected to the circuit, and it would go in this port here. Okay. Next, we're going to see the thermostats. The first thermostat that we're going to view is our blue face thermostat. Remember that this is a wired thermostat. They can come in white or black, and we have different color for the edges. The next thermostat we're going to see is our wireless thermostat, which is the Think thermostat. Again, this can come in black or in white. And then lastly, we're going to see our basic thermostat, which is the Lead thermostat, which can be, like in this case, wired, okay, or wireless, as we can see here. Okay, these thermostats have all got temperature and humidity sensors. This allows us to be able to work with our dry module. Okay, so when we're talking about underfloor heating and cooling, if we're talking about underfloor cooling, we need to make sure that we do not have any condensation build up on the floor surfaces. So in this case, this module would activate a dehumidifier, okay, and it's a very simple connection through the bus CAN cable. It's got its own power source, and then the activation of the valve or ventilation of the dehumidifier itself. Next, we're going to see the actual valve. Remember that any valve with a 220 volt connection can be used, and then we have the different compatibilities depending on the underfloor valve needed. Okay, this can be found on our website. Finally, if the installation is going to be connected to the internet, which we always recommend it should be, we have our web server hub. Okay, this allows us for a wireless connection through Wi-Fi itself, or we can use the Ethernet cable and have a cabled connection. After viewing all of the different components of the Flexa 25 for underfloor solution, we can see an actual setup that we've done here. We've got the main components are in an electrical box. As we've mentioned before, all of our components have got the possibility of attaching it to a DIN rail, okay, for ease of installation and having it all centralized in one same place. This said, we do have the possibility of screwing it onto a surface as well. As we can view here, we've got the central control board. We've got the dry module in the case that we're using underfloor cooling or ceiling cooling. And then we've got the web server hub to provide us with communication via the internet. Then we can view as well our 3 types of thermostat. We've got the Lead that allows us for wireless and wired communication. We've got the Think, which is only wireless, and we've got the Blue Face, which is a wired solution. As we've mentioned many times before, we always recommend having at least one blue face thermostat in every installation. Then our final controller will be found actually in the collector box, where we will be able to cable easily each one of the electric valves. Remember that any valve can be used with 220 volts, and also we have the possibility of activating a circulation pump as well with this control board. Here we've got a more detailed view of all of the components of the Flexa 25 for underfloor heating. Remember, whenever we manipulate any electrical equipment, we remove the power source. Here we can see our central control board, where we have the actual power source. We've got the activation of high or low circulation. Here is the communication port for our web server hub. Above, on the right hand side, we can see the communication to the thermostats. And then we've got the bus CAN cable, okay, which is a different color. This cable we can see as well in our dry module. Our dry module itself is for use when we've got underfloor cooling or ceiling cooling. Again, we've got the power source, and we've got the activation of the dehumidifier in itself. Also, we can view on the actual output for the underfloor heating valves. We've got the bus CAN connector here, which is the same as the common bus CAN of the other control modules. Finally, when we're talking about wireless communication through our central control board, we have the antenna that comes by default with the unit. But if we have an issue with signal, we can include as well the additional antenna, which allows us to approximate the antenna to the location of the thermostats. Finally, if we have any issue with the communication to the Airzone wireless thermostats, we can use an additional antenna, okay, or remove this antenna. We connect this one, and it gives us the capability of putting the actual antenna closer to the source or to the thermostats that are in the zones. Here we can find the module for the underfloor heating valves. In this case, we can see that we've positioned it at the top of the actual collector box. This is to avoid any possible water leaks to go onto the electronic components. The first connector is a power source. The following connectors are all of the ones that allow to control the valves. Okay, remember that these are 220 volt valves, and that we can connect a maximum of 20 valves in this module. The next two outputs are digital outputs that can be configurable. This can provide communication or allow us for turning on and off a heat source, a heat pump, or recirculating pumps on demand. The next connector that we've got here is the temperature probe that is installed onto the input of the collector. This allows us in underfloor cooling to be able to determine the temperature of the water that's coming in and work with the humidity algorithm to make sure that we've got that protection and we do not get condensation on the floor or the ceiling if we're doing ceiling cooling. Continued to that, we have the bus CAN cable that takes the communications back to our central board. Now we're going to look into the configuration of the different thermostats. The first thermostat that we're going to see is the blue-faced thermostat. This is a touchscreen thermostat, so we can select the language, we confirm, we select the location, in this case we can press other, and then we confirm both of them. Next, it's going to tell us to choose the zone that's going to be assigned to this thermostat and to the output of the underfloor heating. In this case, we're going to confirm as zone 1. Then we're going to confirm if this is going to be a master thermostat or a zone thermostat. In this case, it's the blue-faced thermostat, so we're going to configure it as master. And finally, it's going to ask us to select the associated outputs. In this case, we're going to maintain output 1 as our zone 1 output. Finally, we're going to control the stages. So if we've got underfloor cooling, we're going to activate it. And if we've got underfloor heating as well, we're going to activate it. Okay, in this case, we've got both activated and we confirm. Now we get a QR code to be able to link to our Airzone Cloud app and to do additional configurations. And we always maintain the basic function as off. And that would be the Blueface thermostat configuration. Next, we have the Think thermostat. Remember, this is a wireless thermostat. So when we get the box, we need to get the battery into the actual thermostat itself. We always recommend having the thermostat and doing the configuration of the thermostat in its final location because that will provide us with the information with regards to the strength of the signal. So remember that the screen is not actually a touchscreen, it's the surrounding zones that allow us to continue. In this case, we're going to choose the language. So in this case, we're going to go for English. In location, we're going to go for other. We confirm. Okay, we need to verify that the channel is open. So we press to do the search. Remember, this is a wireless setting. We've got 99% coverage. Anything above 30 is adequate for a reliable communication. And here, as we've already assigned zone 1 to the Blueface, it automatically asks us to assign it to zone 2, but we could change that to zone 3 if we wish to. It's going to assign us as well to the output, associated output 2, which we confirm. Okay, and then we can validate the heating and cooling. So in this case, we're on cooling, we can activate it, and then in heating, we can activate it, and we confirm. Okay, remember the basic option off, and we do the final confirmation. Okay, that would mean that the Think thermostat is also configured. Finally, we're going to do the Leap thermostat. Okay, in the box, we have this little device that allows us to, or helps us to be able to manipulate the actual thermostat itself. Okay, and on the back of the thermostat, we've got a set of micro switches. In this case, there's 8 micro switches, as we can also have 8 zones with the Flexa 25 solution. In this case, we're going to activate zone 3, which is this one. Okay, and if it would be a wireless version, we would then place the battery. In this case, it's a wired version. So what we do is we connect it back onto its holder. It's going to flash 5 times with the green light, and it's going to confirm the association. Once we've done all of the thermostats in the installation, we can come back to the master thermostat. Okay, we press the little symbol of a person. We can go to information and devices, and we can confirm all of the different modules and thermostats that we have in the installation. Also, if we go back to the main screen, we can press the zone, and we're going to have all of the different zones that we've configured with all the different temperatures, and we can manipulate them from here as well. And that would be the whole configuration. Another way we can visualize the installation and be able to do the commissioning is through our Airzone Cloud app. With this visualization, we can access the installation through AirTools for the commissioning phase. We have the possibility of entering via Wi-Fi if we have it already assigned in Wi-Fi, or through Bluetooth if we wouldn't have a Wi-Fi or an internet connection. In this case, we're going to access through Bluetooth, and it's going to search for the devices that are in range. In this case, we've got many devices. We know that it's this device here. It's going to ask for a PIN. Both the name of the device and the PIN are found on the actual web server hub of the installation, or it also can be found in the information tab of the Blueface thermostat. In this case, we're going to include the PIN of this device. And after loading, we'll be able to access the configurations of this installation. As we can see, we've got the different zones of the underfloor heating that we've already assigned through the thermostats. but this would allow us to do many of those same configurations and some additional. In this case, if we go into zone 1, for example, we could change the name of zone 1 and we could call it bedroom or bathroom or whatever we would like to. Also, if we go into the different linked outputs, we can see what we have assigned. And if we go into settings, we can actually manipulate the output settings in itself. Okay. After loading, also we can see that this, as it's zone 1 and it was associated with the blue face thermostat, that we appear as a master thermostat. In this case, we have the possibility of linking the different outputs for underfloor heating and cooling. Okay, we can also activate and deactivate these possibilities for the zone. So maybe there's a certain zone that we don't want to do underfloor cooling or ceiling cooling, so we could deactivate that in this stage. Okay. So another benefit of having the communication through the Airzone Cloud app is, for example, if we want to go into the installation and we want to look at the temperature. So one of the other options that we have with having the connectivity through the Airzone Cloud app is that we can also see the return the collected temperature of the temperature probe that we have installed. Okay, this one, as we've mentioned before, is used in the cooling phase of underfloor heating, underfloor cooling or ceiling cooling to avoid condensation, but we can also use it when we're in heating mode to know the actual temperature of the circuits. To finish this video, we would like to inform you as well that in the description of the video itself, as well as on our website on airzonecontrol.com, you'll be able to find additional information. Thank you.